So today we've got two great volunteers. We have Lee and Joan, who have volunteered to come up and help out. And today Lee is going to be the producer. She's going to come in and talk about a product that she has for sale that she wants the retailer to carry. And Joan is the big bad retailer. I know what you think of them. I know you don't like them. But the reality is they're your customer. So Joan is the big bad retailer. So do you feel the power?
Definitely.
You got the power?
Yep.
So I'm going to ask Lee and Joan just to have a little conversation here about the products and what's going on. So I've given them a script of how these meetings can unfold, and then we're going to stop time and we're going to talk about what we learned from it. So go ahead.
Joan, in our facility, we've determined we're able to produce the very best dip you'll ever taste. We had excess capacity, and with some perseverance in R&D, we can produce up to 8,000 liters per week for you.
I get a lot of people in every day, Lee, so what flavor is your dip?
Well, we did some research, and hummus is the most popular dip in the world. And we make just a dynamite knockout, great lime hummus.
Did you know we already have 10 SKUs of hummus coming in all the time?
I did see that you had quite a few, but some of them really, they don't look that appealing. Try ours.
Okay, freeze. Don't move. Time is now standing still. So we're going to talk about that little conversation, and we're going to understand how it could play out a little bit differently and a lot more effectively. So the first thing that I would want to tell you is when you come in and talk to me as a retailer, you've got to establish credibility. Tell me what you're doing in your facility. Tell me who you're producing products for. Don't just come out and zero in right on the one. You've got to give me some context as to who you are and why. Freeze. Don't move. Time is standing still.
Sorry.
I want you to really help me understand that you can do it and you can deliver, that you're just not a fly-by-night, and that you know, if I really want to get into business with you, that you're really going to be able to produce what you say you can produce. So give me some context. Help me understand who you are. The next thing I would tell you is you've got to speak my language. You can't come in and talk to me and say 8,000 liters. I have no idea what that is. I'm used to selling dip in little packages. So don't come in and say 8,000 liters. Talk my language. Talk cases or talk dollars. That's what I can relate to. So you really got to help me understand that. And I also think that when you're in here talking, you've really got to really focus on what I need. When you say you went and did research, what does that mean? That you talked to people in Omaha? Or did you talk to people right in our market here? And then when I tell you we have 10 SKUs, and you don't really understand that, you've got to say, look, I spent hours in your store looking at your offering. I really understand what you sell. You've got to help me with that. You've got to really lay the groundwork that you know this category as well as I do. So those are some things that I would take into that conversation to make it so much more effective. So now we're going to do Act 2. You can move again. Time is going again. So go ahead.
It really does taste good. What size were you thinking?
Well, our filler is designed for a 250 milliliter tub.
Yes, but other SKUs in the category are all 300 milliliters. We would need you to do the same size. What pack size can you do?
Well, the 300 milliliter might be a challenge for us. I'll have to check with our production people. Our pack size would be 24, so if you want it smaller, it might impact the cost.
Freeze. Don't move again. Time is standing still. So let's talk about that exchange for a minute. So when Lee comes in and talks as a supplier and says, well, we're going to do 300 mil because that's what our filler can do, you need to figure that out before you come and see me. You cannot come in and tell me you want to change the category because that's what your equipment can handle. You've got to figure out how to make it handle within the category before you come and see me. And another important point is when you come in and talk about pack size, you got to get that before you come. Spend the time in the store, figure out how you can go to the washroom out back and look at the cases in the cooler or whatever you got to do to get out there and figure it out, but really understand. So you got to know that I'm getting 12 packs right now, and you can't come in and talk about the cost going up just to make it more convenient for you. You've got to be in there and make it work within the category before you come and see me. So when you are starting to get one of those opportunities where you can actually get behind the doors of the retailers and get in to see the big bad retailer, sorry Joan, no offense, the power and be able to sit in front of the big desk and really have your chance to really make it happen with the retailer. And it doesn't matter if it's a new item or a program or whatever it is, you really got to get in. You've got to make sure I understand that you see me as the customer. You've got to spend a ton of time in my store and understand what I'm trying to do, because I made those decisions about 10 SKUs of hummus. So you really got to know that those are my decisions. I decided to put those ones in there, so don't come in and tell me it's wrong. Tell me how you can complement it. And then once you understand the store, develop a product or a program that's going to really drive my sales to the next level so we can both grow sales.